Dear Greg, no matter what I do, no matter where I go, my wife expects a report, like I was in prison or something. If I get home 5 minutes late, she wants to know where I've been. What did I do? Who did I talk to? Everything. If somebody calls on the phone, she wants to know who it was and what did we talk about. If my answers don't satisfy her, she gets mad. I hate this. I don't like having to report to her about everything. I'm not a child anymore, and I'm not her prisoner. So what can I do?
Your wife is empty and afraid. She's probably never had enough real love in her life. And, understandably, she hates that feeling. She feels lost and helpless. When you go somewhere without telling her, or when you're late getting home, her sense of helplessness increases dramatically, and she'll do anything to get rid of that feeling. When she demands a report from you or tries to control where you go, she's only trying to diminish her own fears. She hates to be out of control, which feels horrible when you don't have what you really need, which is real love. In other words, she's not so much doing this directly to hurt you. She's really protecting herself. When you can remember that, it will be easier for you to accept her. Understanding and accepting her is important because when you don't understand her behavior, you naturally tend to take her attacks personally. You interpret her questions as intrusive and inconsiderate. And then, of course, you respond to protect yourself. When you resist her questions and become irritated at her, she perceives your behavior as evidence that you don't love her. And she's right, because while you're busy protecting yourself, it's not possible for you to be concerned primarily about her happiness, which is the definition of real love. In short, she doesn't feel loved by you. And when you argue with her and fail to address her fears, you prove that she's right. Without meaning to, you're both doing everything you possibly could to make your relationship awful. And you don't have the slightest idea how to do it differently. It's awful, ain't it? So, what can you do here? You could be a great deal more sensitive to what she needs here, although I am not suggesting that you have to do everything she demands. It's always about real love. She needs to know that you care about her, and one way you could communicate that is to share your life with her, where you're going, what you're doing, and so on. Right now, you feel forced to report where you've been and what you've been doing. So, change the way you see it. Instead of feeling forced, make a choice to remember instead that she is the most important person in your life. When you choose to focus on what she needs, you won't resent telling her what you're doing. Instead, you'll share your life with her because you want to. I don't go anywhere without telling my wife, Donna, where I'm going. And when I get back, I tell her what I did. And if I'm gone long, I call her and tell her what's going on. Why? Because I'm reporting? Because I have to? Because I'm her slave? No, because she's my partner. Because she's the most important person in the world to me. I'm sharing my life with her. See the difference? And do you think she doesn't feel that? It's huge. And we'll talk more about this in our next session.